huge disparity in experience between these two teams. Sri Lanka, 1,638 one-day internationals as opposed to 404 by England. Anderson in. And as we thought, Bumble, not a lot in this pitch. Looks a pretty flat one. And obviously the team that won the toss wouldn't have hesitated to bat first.
Well, I can tell everybody around the world, this pitch has promised to have some pace and bounce. England have seen this as a pitch that has got pace and bounce. That first delivery has just eased through, nothing more.
Well, the conditions here would suggest it's very hot, very blustery wind blowing across this ground. Even if there was some moisture in the pitch in the morning, it's probably all gone away now. This is the drier part of Sri Lanka, up here in Dambulla. And we look at those flags, it's an indication of the wind that's blowing across this ground.
Sri Lanka are off. It's a breeze, actually, that will help James Anderton to swing the ball away from a right-hander or back into the pads of these left-handers. But what we've been seeing recently is not too much swing from this white cricket ball. I think it may be too blustery for swing ball, and it really is very, very windy out there. Sidebottom appeals and falls down. Ryan Sidebottom last played one-day cricket against the West Indies way back in July. That was his last game. He's been injured, gets back into the team, done really well for England, particularly in test match cricket. This is that appeal, inside edge.
Losing his footing there, Sidebottom, but just a hint that that ball may have come off a little bit quicker than Jayawardene expected.
Beats him there.
And he's been bowling very well, Ryan Sidebottom. He bowled a little sequence there when we look at the last delivery. Kept it nice and close and just got it to go away from the bat slightly. But he set these full deliveries up with a little sequence earlier in the over.
Four overs have gone. It's 11 without loss. Runs here, might just be the first boundary, and is.
And this was an error more in length by James Anderson than line, and just allowed Taranga to steer that past backward point. Outfield quick enough to beat third man.
Good pace from Anderson, 87 miles an hour. Still not got that, Sanat Jayawardene. He's just got it off a thick inside edge, just clipped it for a couple. And Graham Swan back in the England team after 7 years. 7 years, 250 days. Last one-day international was against South Africa at Bloemfontein. England winning that game very easily. He just bowled 5 overs in that game, didn't bat. Should look for 2 here. just those two fielders at leg side, and it really opens up the leg side field when you've just got a deep backward square leg and a mid-on.
And I think the England bowlers have done their homework. They certainly know the length to bowl on this pitch. It's making life pretty difficult for these two batsmen. And just a bit of more frustration. He's not used to scoring this slowly, is Sanath Jayasuriya. So he's looking to put the pedal to the metal.
Well, he likes to be on the charge, Jayasuriya. No wickets down, coming to the end of the 6th over, but there's only been the one boundary. Thick outside edge, third man is wide, it's 4. 26 without loss. Just short of Ian Bell, I think. Big reaction from England players, but I think it dropped short.
Might have had a chance at this, Ian Bell. I think maybe he got himself into that static position a little bit too early, so couldn't really come forward to that delivery. Let's see, almost got there. If he hadn't gone down that early, might have been able to come forward a bit.
Off cutter in the air and gets through the offside field.
Well, you get the impression that he picked the gap with this one. Really opened the face, found that gap. Still don't get the feeling that there was that much timing. It looked like a slower delivery from Ryan Sidebottom.
That's Jayasuriya. Gets that right out of the meat of the bat. It's 38 without loss. Taranga is only 22 years of age. He has batted quite consistently with Sanath Jayasuriya. 41 times they've batted together, the average of 43.6 as a partnership. Gets it through the offside again, and chase, he's given up. Boundaries just starting to come for Sri Lanka.
Well, this wasn't a particularly bad delivery. It was really well played. Got on top of it, waited for it, and timed it beautifully. That's his good bowling. Saw him coming, James Anderson. Pull that one down. Really put his back into that one. Jayasuriya moving maybe just a little too early.
In the air, over the top. One bounce. 50 on the board, Sri Lanka.
Pick that one up, Jayasuriya.
10 overs have been bowled. Sri Lanka going well. 51 without loss. Change in the commentary position is Russell Arnold and Nick Knight.
Thanks very much, Bumble. Jayasuriya coming back for a second. Just looks as if he's starting to step on the button a bit, Sanath Jayasuriya. Took his time to get himself set. And he looks as if the boundary count might now increase considerably.
They did take their time having a look at the bowling. They were not really very sure how the wicket would play, but now that they've had a good look, it's time to step on the gas.
There he goes again, up and over, with the wind all the way.
The first bit of excitement for the crowd. Jayasuriya in the slot for him, just going with it, easing into it, and the ball carried away with the wind for the first 6 of the game. The score moves on to 59 now.
Up and over again from Jayasuriya. He's certainly in his stride now. 67 for no wicket. Well, it's gone up. It's gone very, very high. Anderson's underneath it, and he's dropped it right at the last minute. I thought for a moment that he clung on, but it did go very, very high. Jayasuriya gets a life.
You feel for Anderson there. It went really high, and the wind was taking it away from him all the time. But at this stage, at this level, in this game, picking up Jayasuriya is key, and he'll be very disappointed.
Real opportunity missed. Where did he get to? It is blustery out there. He never quite got there, did he? Never quite got it in the hands. He made the hard yards. And that's a worrying trend for England. We've just seen them in the 2020 World Championship. Some disappointing performances in the field. And they've started off here in Sri Lanka with that.
Just going away from him at the last moment, which really did Anderson.
Jayasuriya goes again. Now it might carry all the way, will carry, and is out, caught. Ravi Bopara makes no mistake on this occasion, and England pick up their first wicket, and it is the crucial wicket of Sanath Jayasuriya.
Slow ball from Sidebottom. Jayasuriya looking to help it on its way. Just succeeded in helping it into Bopara's hands, who did really well. Holding on to it really well, and who will be the most pleased man out there? James Anderson, of course.
Jayasuriya goes for 41. Sri Lanka losing their first wicket with 71 on the board. Average there at 35. I can tell you only averages 31 against England. So not quite as much success against England as he has against some of the other nations. And the reason he's out there is because England have finally got the breakthrough.
Just looking to help it on its way. Not getting much of it. Bopara being able to hang on to it.
Yeah, a little cutter, I think, from Sidebottom, just taking the pace off. We'll see plenty more of that from Sidebottom. He's a smart operator these days. What a shot. Pretty good attempt from Ian Bella, half stop really, saved them 2 runs. Sri Lanka 73 for 1. Up and over, and I think it's going to defeat Anderson. It is indeed, but he's done brilliantly well, I think. Never really going to be in a position to catch it. It was always going with the wind away from him, but I think he saved a run.
Good chase from Anderson, didn't give up at all, but the ball was going away from him all the time. Tunta gone to 5, it was hit from the other end. So the wind working for Upul Taranga that time.
Tyron Jayawardene is the third umpire on this occasion. No boundary. So excellent work from James Anderson, trying to make up for his drop catch, although it didn't really cost England in the end. Ravi Bopara catching Jayasuriya out only a couple of balls later. Fine edge. Don't think it was intentionally placed, but he gets 4 runs all the same, Sangakkara.
Just had a tentative poke at that, Kumar Sangakkara. Very fortunate that it went away from the slip fielder.
Us lefties, we love that, don't we? Get runs down to third man.
From anywhere, off the edge, it all counts.
Big appeal, but I think on this occasion, possibly high. Rudy Kurtzen, the umpire, deciding it wasn't out. Leg buys.
Easy call for Rudy there. We've come to know this wicket to be of two-paced and also uneven bounce, and it's proving to be so today as well, Nick.
Let's have a little dip into the future. Let's go down a few hours. What's going to happen under lights here? Before we talk about that, let's just have a little look to see this. Well, it pitched way outside leg stump anyway, and also pretty high, I think. So pretty easy decision in the end for umpire Kurtzen. And an excellent reply from Stuart Broad. A bit of pace, a bit of bounce.
He is pacing it out. He's not going all out every ball, varying his pace, bending his back that time, and getting a really good bouncer in.
What's going to happen under lights for us? Is it going to react differently, the ball on the surface?
The first 10-15 overs will be very important for the Sri Lankan bowlers if they are to make inroads, and later on it should ease out.
Well, completely deceived on this occasion. Excellent bowling from Stuart Broad. Paul Collingwood takes the catch, and Sri Lanka lose their second wicket.
Clever bowling from Stuart Broad. Seeing Upul Taranga coming down the track, dug it in. Upul Taranga in no position at all to play that shot, got himself into a big tangle. And one of the easiest catches Collingwood would ever have held.
Taranga follows his opening partner, Sanas Jayasuriya, getting out in the 40s. Sri Lanka now 95 for 2. What a player he has been and is. Average of just 33. I suspect that to be a little bit higher, but I suspect it is on the way up. Very decent strike rate as well. Excellent shot down the ground from Jayawardene, and a big chase for Kevin Peterson, who does well in the end. 3 well-run runs for Jayawardene. And that brings up his 1000th run in ODI cricket this year. Magnificent effort that is. I think the 4th man to do it this year. Ganguly, Hayden and England's Ian Bell are the other members. And also brings up the 100.
Bouncer with the wicketkeeper standing up. Pretty good job there.
Just wonder if there's a signal there. Phil Mustard makes his debut for England. Of course, he'll know all about Collingwood. They played together at Durham.
Two guys in charge of Sri Lankan cricket almost. Mahela Jayawardene and Kumar Sangakkara. Captain and vice captain. Think tank of the Sri Lankan team out there in the middle. Right, we're going to see some spin now. Graham Swan. First match for England after 7 years, been told.
Well, he's only bowled 5 overs previously. In the game that he played was at Bloemfontein, South Africa. England won that game very easily by 9 wickets. He didn't bat, he bowled 5 overs. I don't think we're going to see him spin the ball. Unless the picture's fooled us again. Everybody's saying that this would be a pitch that doesn't spin. And so Monty Panesar out of England's side. England opting for Swan. Gives a better depth to the batting and perhaps improve, well, it does improve the fielding.
That's a feeling I got actually, David. I just wanted to come in before this ball. Just the way the ball is reacted off the fast bowlers on this pitch gives you the feeling that it might just be rough enough for the spinners to get a grip. That's gone against the angle, so definitely some resistance there from the pitch. It's a good sign for the spinners.
Well, the first delivery was a beauty. It did spin. We talked about this pitch not spinning. Sri Lanka with no Muralitharan, who spins it on anything. England electing not to play Monty Panesar. They didn't think it would spin. Very good domestic record as Graham Swan. And particularly good last summer. And there's Monty not playing, sat out watching.
Well, hit him on the thigh again. Spin there for Swan. He's bowling around the wicket. He's also not really flighting the ball too much, so there is turn in this pitch. This pitching may be a shade outside the leg stump, whether there was a flick of the pad first before it went on to hit the thigh. This gives you the impression that it may be a bit too high, but may have just flicked the pad on the way. Captain responding to the bowler and the pitch getting a slip in. Hesitant, direct hit, and we may have just made it Sangakkara. The fielders aren't too excited.
Well, you never know with these direct hits. The fielders, are not that excited. Sangakkara watches the ball. Well, they should be excited. Let's have another look at this. Bopara is the fielder. There's always something about a direct hit. Sangakkara's watching the ball. Stretches. This is very, 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 very tight.
May have just gone. I think it may have been just short of the crease. The bat was just coming into the crease like a snake. It wasn't even keeping a straight track. Now let's have a look at this stump. It's the earlier frame. This is the one the umpire would be looking at. We have a better angle. I think the umpire might want to have a look at it. Well, he's made a decision. I think he'll go with the batsman here. Yeah, not out.
Well, they don't know out there how tight this is. It's on one frame. Celebration. Kumar Sangakkara changes his bat. Just have a look at this again. Oh, there's the bails have gone. What's happened there? Did you see that? The bails are gone. There were no bails on. Swan, let's see what he does. Oh, he's kicked him over.
Well, the mystery unravels as we see another well-controlled shot from Mahela Jayawardene, who is just getting this partnership some momentum. Beautifully placed by Jayawardene. Well, there is plenty of turn on this pitch for the records.
Main man's not playing, really.
In fact, Sri Lanka not playing a pure spinner. They'll use Dilshan and Sanath Jayasuriya for this spin factor. 26 overs gone, it's 126 for 2. Well, he's gone over the top and just falling short, and it's gone for 4-2. So he was caught in no man's land there, Anderson.
Well, what does he do, James Anderson? Stop the boundary or go for the catch? He's hit it very strongly, Sangakkara. I think he is caught in two minds. It's a flat shot, he comes for the catch, checks, misses the 4 also.
Interesting to see that Collingwood was actually applauding the effort, because he was trying to tell his player, and I like that approach of going for the catch. So when Anderson missed this, he looked at the captain was clapping.
Captain didn't like the next single. Boundary 4, pushed into the offside. I think everybody in world cricket knows that's what's going to happen. Get the boundary, push and go. Captain didn't like it.
He's looking in good touch, Mahela Jayawardene. Say the same about Kumar Sangakkara, who's just staying with his partner at the moment. 29 overs gone, it's 141 for 2. Big full toss offered, and Sangakkara given 4 easy runs.
Well, you get this from the part-timer, always sharp. Used sparingly, either at Middlesex's county or for England previously. Ooh, there's a pie.
Perfect angle too.
Catch! Excellent shot. Brilliant shot from Sangakkara. Giving himself room and opening up the offside.
Well, this had everything. Movement, balance, nice wrists. Down the wicket, picked his gap. Bang. Perfectly balanced.
It's not a massive crowd, I have to say, but those that are in are having a good time, and they're seeing Sri Lanka build a very good score. Yeah! Excellent work from both Mustard and Graham Swan. 2 men, 1 man back in the side and the other making his debut, have combined exceptionally well on this occasion and dismissed the danger man, Kumar Sangakkara.
Well, this looked a bit premeditated, left the crease early, and this one definitely spun. Couldn't get to close enough to it, Kumar Sangakkara, and turned out to be a simple dismissal from Mustard, his first in international cricket. Kumar Sangakkara goes for 38, Sri Lanka 166 for 3.
Chamara Silva, the next man in, to join his captain in the middle. Mustard's first dismissal in international cricket, and Graham Swan also his first dismissal. It's a big appeal again from Graham Swan. So good, the Silva decides that it's not out, but it looks mighty close.
I think that's worth another look. Does seem to hit him outside the line.
Again, that harder ball is flying off the bat again down to third man. Excellently played from Jayawardene, just opening the face. Sorry, Charman to Silva on that occasion. Well, there's plenty of seats around the ground, Jeff. They want a better view, I guess.
That's good keeping from Mustard. A bit too high. The bounce, so it's given a wide, but nicely taken.
Well, it'd be quite familiar as well with Paul Collingwood's bowling, both Durham teammates, so he'll have kept quite a bit to Collingwood. And you're right, very good take. And that's a delivery, Jeff, that Paul Collingwood's ball into his bowling. You see there how disappointed he is. A bowler of great pace, but an ability just to change up on the odd occasion. Like 181 for 3. So near. Of all the men in the England team, you'd expect to catch that. It was Paul Collingwood. Might have just picked up a little injury. It looks like to his shoulder, maybe as he landed. And above all, there'll be disappointment that that didn't cling on.
Just out of reach. Managed to get a hand to it, but maybe his legs went out from under him a little bit too early. And couldn't manage to hold on, but took a bit of a bump when he fell. Can only hope that it's nothing too serious.
Kirk Russell, the England physio, into action. It did look a heavy fall, to be fair. And Collingwood's not one to make a meal of anything in terms of injuries.
And he's gonna continue.
Well, there's still a grimace there, and it might be all right for the remainder of this innings and tonight, but let's hope he doesn't struggle with it tomorrow when he gets a chance to rest up. These games come thick and fast. England need their captain.
Catch it.
What a shot. What a beautiful shot through the extra cover region with enough power to reach the boundary.
Well, that's the first boundary for 5 overs, and this was a cracking cover drive. Timed it beautifully. Hit it well enough to beat the man at deep cover. Really good timing.
There's a lot going out on in the middle at the moment. A cheeky run. Might be a Sri Lankan wicket. I say might be. I think he might have got in, but it was good, quick thinking. The relayed throw.
Safe. No question about that one. It looked closer to the naked eye than it really was. And he gets the green light.
Excellent shot, this time beating the man at point and the man on the point boundary. And that brings up Jayawardene's 51 of just 60 balls.
Captain's knock, he's been cool, he's been very controlled in his stroke play. And he's got himself to 51. This was just a mistake by Broad. It was a bit too wide and a bit too full. And most of the Sri Lankan batsmen are strong square of the wicket. Broad's got to remember this is a different stage of the game now. There are just 10 overs to go. Batsmen are looking to attack.
More width. Chopped away by Jayawardene. And this time, Kevin Peterson, the third man, picks up. And it's only 2 runs.
Got the top edge. Get a single.
The choice of shot brought about by the field set for Ryan Sidebottom. 2 fielders in the cover region, the extra cover, making that area quite heavily populated, but vacant areas on the onside. Both batsmen looking to use those areas.
Yeah, just a bit of glove before it went out to hit the forearm, I thought. There it is. And he picked out the last ball of the over to hit a 6. Terrific shot. Only the second 6 of the innings. 218 for 3, 8 overs to go now. And this is Mahela Jayawardene's favorite shot. One of the more difficult shots to play in the game. It's been signaled as 4. Splendid shot on the offside.
It's time to get on with it. Mahela Jayawardene picking the offside against a turn. A very difficult shot to play, but backing himself and the breeze to help him. He's played it well enough to get it into the space, wide of long off.
This time he goes on the onside. Some work to do in the deep on the leg side there. Always Shah, the fielder. Bowler put under pressure in his final over. 6 runs of his first 3 balls.
Would spoil his figures, which were looking very good up till then.
Oh, very good delivery. Still looking to spin his off spinners.
Little bit of an inside edge onto the pad. Really good to see Swan not getting intimidated by what's been happening.
Straight to the fielder. And taking it very safely was always Shah. So Mahela Jayawardene nourishing in the deep.
Didn't get it exactly where he wanted it to go. He was looking to hit it straighter, but ended up hitting it straight to Ovesha. Really disappointed for Jayawardene, but he had to go for it. It's the time of that innings that you're looking to maximize and get the bonus runs on the board. They've done the hard work. And Jayawardene caught by Shah for 66 off Collingwood. 225 for 4 Sri Lanka.
New batsman Tilakratne Dilshan. Busy player. Will run hard between the wickets. Well, it made a beautiful sound, but it's gone straight to the fielder in the deep. It's Alistair Cook who takes the catch in the deep. Good wicket at this stage for England. Chamara Silva was looking dangerous. And England now clawing back in this innings.
Knew what he wanted to do right along, picked his spot, backed the wind to take it away. but just failed to beat Alistair Cook. Would have been difficult for him. It would have been coming hard at him in the breeze. Silva's out for 33, 237 for 5 now, Sri Lanka.
New batsman is Jahan Mubarak, the left-hander we saw in the 2020. Hitting some sixes. It's gone up in the air, and a good catch has been taken in the deep. It's Anderson, who dropped one difficult one earlier in the afternoon, but this one it takes quite comfortably, and it's the short delivery that done the trick for Stuart Broad.
Dug in once again by Stuart Broad. Cramped Mubarak for room, who still had to go for the shot at this stage of the game. And Anderson running in hard and sliding into it. A very well judged catch. And Stuart Broad waiting for it, and look at the joy in that. Mubarak spending some time at the wicket. Out for 1, 240 for 6.
Well, Stuart Broad will continue. Dilishan running hard, wants to come back for the second, but he won't. We've got a new batsman at the crease, Farveez Maharoof, and England making a strong comeback here in the final overs.
Sri Lanka losing their way somewhat. Farveez Maharoof wouldn't have been thinking he'd be out here a couple of overs ago. Pretty healthy strike rate. Will need to improve on his average and stake a claim for that number 7 place, which would give the Sri Lankan team a much better balance when they come to picking the team.
He's hit it over point for 4. Very good shot indeed, considering the surface. He's got it over the point fielder.
Gave me the feeling he knew it was what to expect. Gave himself a little bit of room and helped it over Collingwood's head. Raced away to the point boundary.
Goes short this time, and it's flown towards point. Now that's one of the dangers when you keep it short. Maharoof got 4 runs in the last over, and again he's picked up that area to score another boundary.
Maharoof trying to power it down the ground, but were able to get it square. Raced away for 4. He wouldn't be grumbling. A very useful knock from Maharoof at this point, where runs were not coming at all. He's got on to 15 off 8 balls. And straight away the field being changed. The fine leg coming into the circle, the long on going back. So change of attack from Stuart Broad, who looked to go right up to Maharoof.
So he'll go short, and Maharoof has gone for it. I think the fielding was slightly below average there. It's another matter that the catch wasn't taken. It wasn't going to be an easy catch, but allowing a boundary was just adding insult to injury.
Maharoof getting a lot of it, but the breeze not helping in taking the ball away. Did fall inside, and a very poor effort from Umesh Shah. He'll be very disappointed.
And here he goes again, but won't clear the field. It's catching practice in the last 30 minutes for Anderson. Another catch in the deep. Maharoof going for maximum. It's not been one of those grounds where batsmen have been able to comfortably clear the ropes. Another wicket down.
He's done his job. Right in the block hole from Sidebottom. Very well bowled at this point. And Anderson will be feeling much better with himself. Farveez Maharoof 22 off 12. Very important runs. 264 for 7 Sri Lanka.
Gone down to third man, will be just a single, so very good final over here from Sidebottom. Just 5 runs, included a wicket. But Sri Lanka finish on 269 for 7 in their 50 overs.
So a real challenge ahead for England, who are playing the extra batsman in Graham Swan. He will come in, I think, at number 8. a little bit of shape there, Russ.
A little bit of shape, no bounce at all. Ball going on to Sangakkara on the bounce, which would certainly not worry the Sri Lankans. They like the conditions to be sluggish, which would certainly make the shot making very difficult for the English. They would like the ball coming on a bit more. The first few overs will be very important for either team. A couple of wickets picked up early would certainly really put the pressure on the English. England on their way. Cook working it away towards third man. Malinga having to rush in to get the throw in.
Bill Mustard's first ball in international cricket, always a nervous time. Appears to be a fairly nerveless character, certainly in the games that we've seen him play in England. Well, an edgy start, and one that will bring him a boundary, and there we go, a shrug of the shoulders.
Perfect shape for Chaminda Was. The ball really dying on the slip fielder, who could have done a little bit better probably to avoid the ball running away for 4. But Mustard's on his way.
Good shot from Mustard, rocking back this time on the back foot and trying to pierce the offside, but he's off and running. Well, this time, well, flip off the legs. They're hoping that would go aerial to leg step. It doesn't. In fact, it goes very fine, and Alistair Cook gets a boundary. And England 11 for no wicket. Attempt to hit leg side. This is my slight concern with Mustard, and the reason I say it is not because of the way he plays, but because of the conditions he's got out there today. There's a very strong wind which he's going to have to hit into if he's going to play this shot there. I'd love to see him playing down the ground and slightly more offside through the extra cover region. Beautiful shot from Mustard, great timing. Not an easy ball to play. A fullish, not quite a Yorker, but dug it out beautifully.
Looks like that's where he likes it, in the slot. Didn't have a big swing at it, just a poke at it, and got a lot of it away from the fielder, raced away. Mustard will be happy with that.
Well, it was great timing, wasn't it? Fantastic timing. He looks very confident and comfortable so far, does Mustard. Just worked away on the angle.
Did keep very well earlier on in the day. Looked very solid behind the stumps. The key to succeeding at this level will also be how you think on your feet and adjust. It'll be interesting to see if Mustard will do that. In these conditions, he's going to have to make a few adjustments.
Brilliant shot from Cook. That's his strength. Hits the ball beautifully through extra cover. Just leans on this. Doesn't try and hit it too hard.
Beautiful shot from Cook. Just trying to time it, not smash it. Being able to get it right in the gap. Malinga too, looking for a better area. The earlier balls being worked out through the onside.
What a shot that is. What a shot that is. All the way for 6. Hitting down the ground with a little bit of assistance from the wind. But what a strike.
picked his spot, made room for the shot. Did know exactly what he wanted to do and did it to perfection. That'll make the English camp really confident and really good about themselves.
Chaminda Vaas has decided that he wants Sangakkara now back from the stumps. I wonder if that's because he feels he's got the option to bowl the shorter ball. Yes, what a shot again from Mustard. He's taking to international one-day cricket, and Chaminda Vaas is feeling the heat.
He's lining Chaminda Vaas up. Once again making room for himself, smashing it through the offside. And a very good attempt by Mubarak. Trying to pull it in, but giving him no chance. It was flying to the boundary line.
I'm really enjoying watching a left-hander think about his batting. That's the way the wind is. He's using the assistance. And he is making Chaminda Vaas try something.
Chaminda Vaas not responding very well at the moment. Just getting that one wrong. Kept going with the angle.
It's not often that Chaminda Vaas goes for early boundaries, is it? His economy rate is exceptional with the early overs. He's down the ground again. Not sure it's going to go quite all the way. No, it will be hauled in. Maharoof making a little bit of a mess of it, but saving a run all the same.
Not in control Mustard there, but got enough to get it over Chaminda Vaas's head and almost beat Maharoof to the boundary line.
I think he's misjudged this one. He has indeed, and is taken by Malinga. Maharoof strikes in his first over. It is the end of Mustard's promising innings.
He'll be disappointed with himself. He was looking good, just starting to get going. Maharoof just getting it on a good length. Mustard trying to hit across the line. The ball angled across him. Looked an easy catch at the start, but Lasith Malinga being done in the breeze. The ball dropping slightly shorter. Did well to get to it in the end. Mustard's out for 27. The first English wicket down for 43.
Ian Bell, the new batsman. Mr. Cook trying to use the leg side. He knows that. Look at that ball race away with the wind on the surface. So England are thinking about their batting. 46 for 1. Whipped away from Cook. Excellent running. Now Cook and Mustard will have played quite a bit together, so the running you would expect to be pretty fluid. Fed through the offside from Alistair Cook, and excellent running again. An early call.
Width offered by Vaas. Cook having to stretch for it. There's no bounce in it, and coming back for 2. The 50 is on the board for the English.
second power play. Couldn't quite catch the end of that, but I think it was just the normal power play signal, which means that he can only have 2 men outside of the circle for the remainder of these 5 overs. Of course, has the option, Jayawardene, to have 3. That's one of the new ICC rule changes, which have just come into the international cricket. So new rules abound, and Dilhara Fernando will replace Chavinder Vas. And Cook enjoys Fernando because he hits him straight through extra cover for 4. And in the commentary box to tell you all about it is David Lloyd. It's with Sanjay Manjrekar.
Thank you very much, Nick. Beautiful shot. Just a loosener from Fernando. Bit of width. Nice classical cover drive. Just get the feeling that it's easier to bat under lights. Coming close to 7:30 local time. These were the kind of shots that people like Mahela Jayawardene or batsmen after him struggled to play. The cover drive to the fast bowler. Another fact to note also is that of the 5 results that we have had in day-night matches, the team chasing have won 4 times. So whether it is a little easier for the batsman batting under lights, I think we'll come to know very shortly. Mind you, the ball is still pretty new, so it's coming onto the bat nicely. Once we have the slow bowlers in operation, we'll know for sure.
Yeah, I'm just thinking back to the toss, and we were all talking. I think both sides were talking about the ball zipping through and a little bit of pace, and this is a quick bowler, Fernando, and it stays low. There's one thing that Mahela said, Jayawardene, at the toss. He said under lights, he said you might find it gets a lot slower and lower. He just slipped that in, and everybody's thinking that this pitch was going to be quick. It's nothing like quick, it's so easy paced.
Gone, outside edge and comfortably taken. So Maharoof strikes for the 2nd time. And that's a good wicket.
Well, it's a good dismissal, is this one. It's a top player in Ian Bell, but just have a look at this delivery. It does just enough. Maharoof, with his high action, pitches, and it just nibbles enough. Sangakkara does the rest. Glee for Maharoof. A couple of wickets for him. And this is quite a big wicket. Bella's gone for none. England 58 for 2.
Well, it's Kevin Peterson, the new batsman. He's on strike to Maharoof. Good delivery. Full and all middle stump.
Average is over 50 in one-day internationals. Look at that strike rate, just under 90. Quality player.
Maharoof, the bowler. He's getting some movement off the pitch. There's a big appeal, in fact. Every fielder on the field went up in an appeal. And what a night Maharoof is having. He's picked up his 3rd wicket, and look at the man who's walking back.
Is this an inside edge? There was a noise. Sri Lanka, as a man, knew immediately it's Maharoof again. Medium pace, yes, inside edge. Well picked up by the umpire. Well, it's a dream start for Maharoof. And another very important wicket. Peterson won, 60 for 3.
He's used to facing this kind of pressure. But Maharoof has had a wonderful evening so far. Getting the ball to move off the pitch. Pretty straight in the air, but little movement, lateral movement after the ball pitches. It was the outside edge with Ian Bell, inside edge with Kevin Peterson.
Yeah, Peterson's gone really hard at the ball. Huge noise, inside edge.
3rd power play being signal. Oops. He had to look up to just confirm how many fingers were in the air. That's 3. So they can have 3 fielders outside the circle. A new playing condition that came into effect from today in international cricket. Captain now has the option of having 3 fielders outside the circle, either in the second or third power play. Sri Lanka opting for 3 fielders outside the circle in their third and the final power play. It's a straight drive, some runs for England. Chaminda Vaas has given up the chase finally. It's a welcome boundary for England.
First runs for England for 13 deliveries. Good shot this. There's a little bit of drift, in swing from Fernando. I think he just times this, nothing more.
That's the way to score runs on this pitch. Mahela Jayawardene showed the way for the Sri Lankans. Got to play, I think, copybook cricket. It's gone very quickly to that man in the deep. End of 17 overs, 70 for 3. Straight at him. Be harsh to call it a catch.
Well, it would have been a reaction, this. Hard driven back by Paul Collingwood. Maharoof on his follow through. Well, you know what it's like. Sometimes these just stick there. It's this quite hard, Collingwood. Yes, out of the middle of the bat.
Slow delivery, and it's gone to that fielder at slip. Paul Collingwood has been dismissed, and Sri Lanka now right on top here.
Very much so. Really intelligent cricket this from Sri Lanka. Lots of slow deliveries. Beautiful slow ball from Fernando. Jayawardene, a good captaincy. He's got his slip in there. Collingwood doesn't actually even look round. He knows that he's being deceived and walks. Just a little glance. Fernando in on the action. Collingwood has gone for 9, 73 for 4.
We'll be looking at a score of 73 for 4. Sri Lankan seamers right on top, showing great skills. Direct hit would have been close, and I get the feeling that I've still made it. Sanat Jayasuriya was the fielder.
Well, these are a crack outfit, Sri Lanka, particularly in one-day cricket, particularly at home. Certainly in recent times, been right on top of England.
Well, after 2 full-length deliveries, pitching that one in short. So really, as a batsman, you have to be prepared for any kind of delivery. Short, full, slow delivery, slow short ball. They have the variety, Sri Lankan seamers. Struggling a bit, the England batsman now.
Well, they're not able to make a move on this run rate. 4 wickets down, and I'm sure you'll see this run rate required, 6.26 per over, will increase before it has any chance of decreasing.
gone. Malinga strikes. He's back in the attack. He's a wicket taker, and he's taken OA Shah. And England in real disarray now. 91 for 5.
And looked a bit of a nothing shot. Look how far he's out in front of him his hands were, OA Shah. No chance of timing that. Played way too early and just popped it up to cover. So England's problems compounded. OA Shah, he goes for 7. It's 91 for 5.
And there's lots of talk about just how good this young man might become. Pretty decent average already. Only played the 15 games.
That's 4 runs. Nicely struck through mid-off.
That's 4 for 7 overs. What a shot that is. Welcome boundary. England moving on to 98 for 5. Beautiful execution of the shot. Yes, it was there to hit. Yes, it was a half volley, but he's only just come to the crease. Jeff, just thinking a little bit ahead in this tournament, it's slightly unusual for a lot of these players who would normally come away to a tournament where they'd play a game, and tomorrow they'd be thinking about packing their bags, getting on an aeroplane, moving to another part of the country. With this tournament, they've got 3 games here in Dambulla, so the losing side's got time to get back to the hotel tonight, reflect, maybe have some practice tomorrow, have a day off and reflect, and then have another practice. So they've got chance to, rather than be a bit of a roadshow, they can gather their thoughts and prepare for the next game.
And they obviously know the conditions that they're going to play in as well. It's a big appeal. He's gone. Must have been a faint edge there, and Maharoof has struck again.
And the last of the Mohicans has gone. Alistair Cook has been trying valiantly to support one end and bat through, and it's that man Maharoof again, the wicket taker, just trying to get it down to 3rd man, I think. And gets a little thin edge, and Sangakkara does the rest. England in real disarray now. Alistair Cook goes for 46. England now 102 for 6. Great shot. What a way to get off the mark for Graham Swan. He is a sweet striker of a cricket ball, and he's found the gap.
Well, not the greatest of conditions to come in to bat in, but he's taken up the challenge, Graham Swan. He's played a lovely drive square of the wicket. Beautiful timing.
Played his last game in February 2000 for England, his only game at Bloemfontein against South Africa. Last ball of a quite outstanding spell from Farveez Maharoof. Not only the 4 wickets, but the economy rate's exceptional. I have to say, at this stage, he's been the difference.
He's continually asked that question just around off stump. He's been getting some very positive results.
Good running. 2 more runs to the total. 2 more runs against Maharoof, who has been outstanding. Look at that, 4 for 31 off his 10. England 108 for 6.
Oh, it's a direct hit. We're gonna have a look. The fielders seem very confident.
Maharoof has been outstanding with the ball, and the fielders are now beginning to back him up. Have a look at this. Direct hits and always very, very close. Well, let's have another look at that. He might just have got home here. Yes, I think he has. Always a tight run, but he might just have gone home here.
Look to be home. Be very unlucky to be given out there. And there's the green light. So lives to fight another day. That was well hit.
Well, it was short, but give credit to Graham Swan. He made a bit of room for himself, and he opened up the offside, and he strikes it very well, and he struck this beautifully. This time the sweep, the fine sweep, and he's coming back for two. So Graham Swan is quickly into his stride. England 120 for 6. I suppose these games are won and lost in the mind a little bit, because if you're a side that doesn't often win and gets into these positions, there can be a feeling in the dressing room, oh, here we go again, we've not bowled well enough, or we've not chased down well enough, we've lost early wickets, here we go again. Whereas if you're a winning side that can get through these situations and can believe genuinely you can battle through them, then I guess it gives you a lot more chance of actually chasing it down. That's a brilliant shot. Excellent timing, very wristy from Bopara. Welcome boundary. He's certainly not given up.
No, he hasn't, and this is a prime example of letting the ball come to you. Once it's under your eyes, it's a lot easier to time it, and just rolls the wrists on it. Didn't hit it very hard, just let it come to him out to the middle of the bat.
To move on about the point I was making, since someone like Michael Bevan, the Australian side, often they would, well, not often, but sometimes they get into trouble, and he would just steer them through the stormy waters, and then all of a sudden they'd have a chance of winning, and then the rest of the team believe they can win. So there's a place for genuine belief in a team. Now, where are England at the moment? They've just beaten India in a big series at home, 4-3, so there should be some kind of belief that they can get over the line.
It's 127 for 6.
Oh, he's called for the second direct hit, and the batsman has dived inside the crease. Sri Lankan players are celebrating. They seem to be quite certain that they've got the man. Lokwarachi, the fielder.
A direct hit, a very good effort by Lokwarachi, but the dive probably saving Bopara, who wanted the two from the beginning, and nothing was going to stop him.
It's saved by a frame, perhaps. You can see this frame, the earlier frame that you get. And he's just short of the crease. The bail hasn't come off. It's a quick decision being made here today by the third umpire. Taken on the full, and they've run really hard. Call for the second, Bopara. Working extremely hard, these two. Sweetly struck, and he's put it in the gap. This is an excellent partnership. It just needs to hang in there for another 30 minutes or so. Sri Lanka might start to wonder 141 for 6 is the score, and it seems like the players will have drinks. Tilakratne Dilshan. That should be close again. The batsman diving in. Really working hard out there, Bopara, for the runs.
Not too much excitement from the Sri Lankan fielders, though it was a direct hit. Once again, the dive saving Bopara. Straightforward decision for umpire Jayawardene.
Just making sure that there's nothing amiss here. You can see the bat has made the ground quite comfortably. So Jayawardene also keeping himself busy. Not out is the verdict. Jahan Mubarak, man on the screen there. Also a stage where Sri Lanka will not mind the singles too much. In fact, the field is set for the batsman to pick up the odd single here and there, but they're looking to protect the boundaries. Asking rate now close to 7 runs and over.
The idea for these two batsmen would be to get as close as possible to the Sri Lankan score, probably be together by the 40th over. And try and back themselves to get 70, maybe 80 runs in that time, which would mean that within the next 8 overs, they need to get about another 40 runs. That's just 5-6 runs an over.
Straight to the fielder, a reverse sweep attempted, and I think it's Malinga, the catcher, at backward point. The partnership was just about starting to raise hopes for England. Now it's broken by Tilakratne Dilshan.
Was just about setting targets for them too. Dilshan just keeping it in line. Probably the right idea from Swan. Unlucky just to hit it straight to the fielder. Might have tried to just paddle it away. Swan's gone for 24, 7 down for 144.
Matches. Starts off with a fine sweep. Oops, he's called for the second, and he could be struggling here. Well, he's starting to walk. In fact, the umpire, I think, has given a decision. In a bit of a trance, the way he came back for the second.
Second run never on. Malinga up to the ball very quickly, fired a good return in. Sangakkara just had to take the bails off, and Stuart Broad short of his ground by far. Rudy Kurtzen not even bothering to go upstairs. Broad out for 145 for 8 at the end of 32.
So hopes dashed for England after those 2 wickets. They've just got 2 wickets to go now, and that required run rate close to 7. Plenty of overs, mind you, left. 18 overs to go. That's a lot of overs in a one-day match. Ryan's Sidebottom. He'll be at the non-striker's end. That wicket fell at the last ball of the over. Sangakkara seems very confident. Just for a moment I thought the foot was in the air. He had lost balance. Well, it seems like Rudy Kurtzen has raised a finger there on the ground itself. Typical Rudy, not to go to the third umpire. It wasn't that easy as well. I mean, we'll get another look at it. But Rudy Kurtzen not going to the third umpire has ruled the batsman out.
Sangakkara really quick to whip the bails off. And Rudy Cookson having not hesitating one bit in ruling that one out. We'll have to have a look at it again to really convince ourselves. Sidebottom's out for 2 anyway, 149 for 9.
It's a brave decision, Russell. He just about drags out there and he's in the air. And sometimes umpires play safe and call for that third umpire, but he's confident enough there, Rudy Cookson, to give this. He's clearly in the air. Watch for the bails, gone. 9 down in the 35th over. They are a crack outfit. James Anderson is number 11. Sri Lanka are a really good side. That's the end of that. Inside 35 overs, England have been bundled away. This is a sorry sight. England saying at the start of the game that they were ready to play Sri Lanka. Up for it. Form hasn't been there. It's been a dreadful performance, and this is the end. Don't expect James Anderson to score 120 from 90 deliveries. Sanat Jayasuriya ends proceedings. Sri Lanka romp home.
Collie, not the ideal start for you in this series. 270, was that too much?
I don't think so. I think the way the guys bowled, we were very happy with that. Obviously, there are areas that we do need to improve. I think Sri Lanka, the way they came out and bowled at us, you know, they're the levels that we have to really try to get to. But I think 270 was a pretty good pitch. We're just disappointed with the run chase.
Yeah, tell us a bit about the run chase, the conditions. Did they change much under lights?
I don't think so. I'm not going to start making excuses about it. It was a good toss to win. But, you know, I think obviously losing the middle order the way we did, I think that was obviously the crucial part of the game. It's not many times you lose Bell, Peterson and myself for not many runs, and obviously away. So hopefully we can improve in that area next time around and, you know, get a win.
And team selection, I have to ask you, do you think that 2 spinners was a better option, or are you happy with your 3 seamers up front?
As I said, I thought the way the boys bowled on that pitch today was excellent. I thought the way Swanee came in and bowled against some very good Sri Lankan players. I thought he did a great job for us. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the team selection. Obviously this wicket will maybe be used again. Maybe we'll review it for the next game.
How's the shoulder? You got 10 overs in today?
Yeah, I mean it's always stiff after 10 overs anyway, but certainly with the dive like that, it's we'll see how it pulls up in the morning.
Mahela, well played. An excellent performance all round from your team, particularly with the bat.
Yeah, I think when we saw the wicket, we realized that we have to be a bit patient on this wicket, make sure we keep wickets in hand. I think the openers gave us a very solid start. Probably disappointed the way they got out, you know, having good starts. Usually they do finish up with big scores. But it was us, myself and Sangha to make sure we keep the boat going, and then Chama came and chipped in as well. It was a very good all-round batting effort, but we can improve. There are certain areas we still can improve.
Yeah, it was an odd start to your innings. You tend to associate Sanath and the boys going hard up front in the 15 overs, but you settled in early and tried to create a base.
Yeah, I think especially on the wicket, we needed to make sure we assess the conditions and, you know, play accordingly. We knew that, you know, anything about 250, 260 would be a very competitive score for us. But if you had, you know, played to get 300, we probably would have lost too many early wickets. We could have struggled to get to 250. So I think the overall, the way we handled the situation was very well. The bowlers did a brilliant job, you know, came up with early wickets, which was quite important, and the fielding was pretty sharp as well, but we can still improve.
Farveez, many congratulations. What a performance. Firstly, with the bat, you managed to get your team up to 270 with some late order runs.
Yeah, I mean, that's my natural game to be, you know, that's where most of my team requires me to, you know, late in the order, just go after the bowling. So I think I did well today.
And your captain there just said you stuck your hand up and he needed someone to bowl at the far end and get some wickets for him, and it's exactly what you did.
It's always been a challenge. Whenever we play in Dambulla, whenever Vasi and Malinga plays, you know, it's hard. You always get the, you know, the far end. So just a matter of taking the challenge up. So I think I'm very happy, you know, when he said that, you know, have a ball from that end. I said, look, yeah, I'll give my best.
Right. Well, where are we going to start with that little lot? Another horribly disappointing performance.